I have one goal for this video, and it is to convince you that you don't actually need to know how many calories you're eating on a daily basis. You don't actually need to know how many calories exactly you're burning on a daily basis to be able to have success with your nutrition, your success with your weight loss. And this actually goes way beyond nutrition. This is all habits, and I think is applicable to learning new habits and learning new skills. But we're going to focus specifically on nutrition. It's really common for us at Platform with our one-on-one nutrition coaching to get emails and requests for how many calories I'm eating, or when we're working with someone with macronutrient tracking, what are my exact macros? We will often get requests just to get one set of macros. I'm going to be completely honest, they're not that important. Yes, you should ideally be within a ballpark range, but if you're following a process, and the important part is leveraging data, then you can actually get a substantial amount of change without ever really knowing exactly how many calories you're eating, without having exact macro targets down to like the gram or the calorie that you're eating. And I will share this piece of information on the screen right now. I have a Wikipedia page up right here that you can see the Harris-Benedict equation. I believe this is the most popular equation to calculate calories. There are flaws in all of these equations. This is not the only one. There's several of them. I think this is the most popular. You can use this and calculate a calorie estimate of what you may or may not be eating, but I can guarantee you it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it is at least a starting point. And I'm sharing this with you if you'd like to use it, but I urge you to continue to watch the video and understand that it's not that important. This might be a starting point, but there's better ways to see progress with nutrition if you're trying to lose body fat, or if you're trying to gain muscle, or whatever your goal is with nutrition. And it doesn't come down to exact calories, because we actually don't really have an accurate way of estimating how many exact calories we burn on a daily basis. Anyways, activity trackers aren't very accurate. If you consider exercise or how much you're exercising, exercise is actually a pretty small amount of calorie burn on a daily basis in the grand scheme of things. It's actually smaller than the amount of calories you burn just from your basal metabolic rate, or even from non-exercise activities through the day, like typing, texting, fidgeting, etc. So those activity trackers, those wearables, they're great for trends, and you can see activity throughout the day or throughout the week or throughout the month. But it's not going to come down to the exact calorie. They're incredibly inaccurate. So what we can do is use things that we know or can measure, and then show trend and make adjustments off of those. So I'm a huge fan of data tracking. Data. And when it comes down to it, macro tracking is essentially just tracking data, and you're just monitoring your progress through data. So I'm actually going to open up one of these Google Sheets in the background that you can hopefully see here, to share, to show you how you can scale this up or down to start making headway with your nutrition, or with your progress, or even with a habit that's outside of nutrition. So this is extremely simple. This is Google Sheets. You could do it in Excel. You could do it on a phone. You can set up something on your refrigerator like a calendar and just mark this. It's literally just a mechanism to track certain pieces of data that are easy to track daily or weekly. So in this case, you can see on the left-hand side in column A, I have the date, starting today, and then going every single day from there. And I can expand this or contract this as much as I want. And then I've got a couple columns. So this is an example of something we might use for someone tracking macronutrients. The first one is body weight. We want people to be tracking their body weight because a lot of people have goals that they want to lose weight or lose body fat. So they might be on a cutting cycle. You're not really going to know. I mean, you can do it through progress pictures, but you shouldn't be scared of your body weight. It's just a number. It shouldn't affect your emotions. Yes, there are certain populations that we would maybe not want to weigh themselves every day or have another mechanism for measuring progress. If you fall into that category, progress pictures might be a way to do it, or having a qualitative scale for how you're feeling, what your energy is like, might be a better solution. But I think for the vast majority of people, body weight is an okay metric. It is just data. It's a number on a scale. It shouldn't affect your emotions. So that's how we monitor progress, that and progress pictures, to say, are we losing body fat? Are we losing weight? Are we gaining weight? That's the first thing. Really, if you want to be manipulating your weight, you can just start taking your scale weights more often and see, is it going up? Is it going down? Is it kind of staying around the same? And then for macronutrients, we have protein, carbs, and fats. And some of our clients are tracking these down to the gram for more advanced, or they may have more athletic goals, weightlifting competitions, bodybuilding competitions, etc. But you don't actually have to get down to the gram. You could say, how many servings of protein did I eat today? How many servings of carbohydrates did I eat today? How many servings of fat? And you literally just put the number in there. Did I have 5 servings of protein today? Did I have 2 yesterday? Did I have 1? And then you can start to see if your body weight and those protein, carb, and fat intakes are trending one way or another, or if there's a correlation. And you can start to make adjustments. Hey, I think I did better when I had 5 servings of protein, and then I fell off when I had 2, and my energy wasn't as good. So maybe I'm going to start to try and consistently hit 5 servings of protein every day. But the only way you're going to know that is if you start tracking the data. And this is relatively advanced. This is for clients that we work with that have been working with us for a while, who are comfortable weighing themselves every day, who are comfortable weighing their food, or at least estimating their food in portion sizes. You can simplify this and scale it up or down depending on your time requirements, or the time you can allocate and what your priorities are, to make this as easy or as complex as you want. You could get down to the calorie, you could get down to micronutrients and vitamins if you wanted to. We never take it that far. That would take a lot of time and effort, but if that's something that interests you, you can absolutely do it. So I'm going to show another Google Sheet here that might be a simpler approach to doing this. Rather than having it broken down into individual days, on the left-hand column we have week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. And then there's more, I would say, larger data metrics or KPIs that you can measure that don't require measuring food. And if you get comfortable with this, maybe you do advance to tracking macros or something along those lines. But a lot of people have either phones on them or wearables that will track steps. And that's a great first thing to start tracking, because you really don't have to do much beyond log into an app and see how many steps you were getting in a day. And you can start putting it in. How many steps did I get last week? How many steps did I get this week? Did I go from, an average of 5,000 steps a day to 2,000 steps a day? And why was that? Was I super stressed at work? Or was it just, I didn't get as many steps this week and I need to target 5,000 a day? And what happened with my body weight in that time? What happened with my energy in that time? I'm going to make it a goal to try and hit 5,000 steps a day and log it and track it in these Google Sheets. Workouts, this is a great one. If you're trying to get back into the gym, especially with a New Year's resolution, how many times can I get to the gym in a week? And just make it a consistent, achievable, realistic goal. Okay, I made it 2 times last week. I'm comfortable I can make it 2 times again this week and the next week. Maybe I should target 3. I'm going to try and get to the gym 3 times per week for 45 minutes. And write your number in here. Week 1, yep, nailed it. Got there 3 times a week. Next week, something came up. I felt sick. I had an last-minute errand run, so I only got there 2 times. Week 3 or week 4, my target is to get back in there 3 times. These are the sorts of things that you don't have to get super granular. They're not that hard to track, but they give you an indicator and they can show you a trend of your overall health and wellness. And when you're starting to manipulate your nutrition, when you're starting to manipulate your overall health and wellness, these are the sorts of data metrics that we would like you to see, because I think they are indicative of and really show you what's actually happening rather than you guessing or thinking back, hey, what happened 4 weeks ago? Did I even go to the gym? I can't remember. Well, you have a log. You can go back and you can access it now. These are some pretty common ones that we see, like steps, number of workouts per week, the amount of sleep you get per week, obviously a huge one. If you can target 8 hours of sleep per night, if that works for you, if your schedule can accommodate that, that's a huge one. And then, like I said, this goes way beyond nutrition. This could be any habit that you're trying to install. I personally really am envious of people who are multilingual or polyglots. I really want to learn a language, but I'm not going to will myself to be able to learn a language. So I need to start tracking and making and measuring some sort of progress. So my goal is twice a week, I'm going to spend 30 minutes learning Spanish for the next year. And I would mark it in this calendar. I would say, did I hit my 2 30-minute sessions per week in week 1, 2, 3, 4? And did I progress the way I actually wanted to? At the end of 6 months, if I feel like I haven't improved at all in Spanish, I can go back and say, well, I hit my 2 times per week goal, but I didn't improve. So maybe I'll try and get it to 3 times, or maybe I'll take it from 30 to 45 minutes. Or alternatively, if I say I didn't improve very much, but I really only hit my 2x per week goal 40 to 50% of the time, I need to make that a priority. That needs to be my focus if I really want to see improvement, so I can make those small changes and those small alterations. So in summary, You don't need to understand your calories and get down to the exact gram or the exact calorie to really manipulate your weight. The important part is you set a starting point and you start to track and see what the trends are and then make small adjustments if you are heading away from or towards your goal. If you are eating adequate amount of protein, but you're not going to the gym at enough compared to your goal, and you start to see your scale weight creep up, hey, I think I might need to start actually making going to the gym a priority. If you're eating high amounts of protein and your scale weight's creeping up, but you're fat, you've been not consistent with your fat targets, hey, maybe I'm going to take one serving of fat away and see if I start to see any different trends in my body weight. That's all you need to be able to start manipulating your weight, your body fat percentage, and honestly, overall just health and wellness to start tracking these things. So hopefully this is helpful. You can do this in Google Sheets. You can do this in Excel. You can do it on a phone. You can do it in a variety of different apps. Whatever suits your schedule and whatever's easiest for you is what I would recommend starting with. Personally, Google Sheets is what we use for our clients because there's co-authoring. We can write notes in there. Clients can write notes back. But if it's just something that you're monitoring yourself, you can absolutely do this on a phone. You can do it on a notepad. Like I said, whatever works for you.